Hello, everybody. My name is Frigid Hyperion, and welcome back to the Wilds of Wildemount campaign. We are in the middle of session 36, and this is part 2. Emily, take it away.
Um, as you guys all place your order and watch the whirring mechanical conveyor belt make its way around around the tavern with your order, um, you you kind of take in around you um, the uh, uh, the fact that there's this jovial, pleasant chatter around. Um, you've got some interesting folks. Most appear to be a just working folk, people who get their hands dirty. You see, almost all of them have grease stains and uh, a, uh, a jovial look about them. Uh, Before too terribly long, you on the conveyor belt, you see it kind of uh, a mechanical arm comes out as your meals make their way to your table and grabs your plates and places them on the table in no particular order um, for you all to organize yourself. Um, with a small note on it that when you open and read has the total cost of your entire visit, not separated out um, in to an easy to decide manner, but regardless, it looks like it's going to cost you a total of 4 gold for everybody's food.
Well, we'll
Wow,
figure that out after we have some.
this could feed a horse for approximately, you know,
A night?
14 nights. It's 1 silver. Wait, no, you're right. Uh, you know, thinking about it now, how long do we plan on staying here in Port Zoom? Never really sat down and considered that.
I really just want to take a break long enough to just, you know, not have to worry about watches for a night. Maybe see what the city has to offer in terms of supplies and then hit the road again.
That's kind of what I was
What should we
thinking as
still
well.
have? I mean, aside from, food and other travel essentials.
I don't really know what outside would care for this. Like, it's an interesting city. I'd love to come sightsee, but we
I
have
think
a
we can
mission.
find another Wayfinders here, except everything here is like made out of machines and tiny robots.
Brian's already like digging in. So,
It's good.
seriously though,
Yeah.
what say we take a look into some of the more interesting shops around town, see what's around, and then just hit the road again, go to Nicodranas. I'm really excited to see my friends, and it gets us that much closer. Plus, Animo knows we're going there. Won't he be waiting for us?
I'm hoping so. Well, although Otherwise, we can always find something to do here in Port Zoon or Nicodranas until he catches up with us. Though I suppose it'd be more appropriate to consider that fact in Nicodranas than Port Zoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Still, this place is really cool, don't you guys think?
Yeah. It has a unique sort of, how should I say, steampunk vibe to this.
I have no idea
I
what
don't
you
know
mean
why I
by that, but
thought of the word. I just did.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Edward Snowgill created the word steampunk. Look it up in your textbooks. It's true.
So rewind a couple hours on the video recording clip. Maybe just an hour, not even.
It's a lot of the city has a lot of fantastic mechanical contraptions. I have no idea how the entire city has this much to it. It must have taken decades to put so much into these buildings.
definitely interesting. And the soup is good. Are we? Oh, of course, it's a port. Never mind. It's almost easy to forget how close we are to the water with all the electricity.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing that the lightning doesn't shoot into the water. I don't think there'd be much fishing to do around here if that were the case.
Could that be a way of fishing? Channel some electricity and
I don't know, maybe if we fish here, there might be a better chance of finding random pieces of scrap metal that look like armor.
Okay. That feels like a jab towards me.
not a jab. We are all recognizing that clearly scrap metal is the biggest fish.
Maybe no one will come stomping over trying to demand their armor back if we fish over here.
True.
Of all the suits of armor that have been lost to the sea, there's got to be one that's not looking for it anymore.
Yeah.
And this is how the Nagati Company became the finders of underwater loot. And that's their main mode of business, right? Just local dives? No?
I mean,
Yeah, adventuring is better.
we're already deep sea divers, as it is. Remember the pit of hatred?
I'd rather not remember the pit of hatred, to be honest.
Fair point.
I don't remember the pit of hatred. Not that it matters.
I remember.
Yeah, what are you
We were
talking
there.
about?
We fought a bunch of zombies.
Ugh.
Remember? And then there was this one that almost killed me.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
With a name like Pit of Hatred, I can't say I'm surprised, but like... Must
His
have been
name was
before
Tamrock,
Soren
by
and
the way,
I...
zombie.
She gives Soren, she gives you a bit of a wink.
Yes, before the fun came around, and he's gonna wink back.
I mean, if you want to, we could always take you two down there.
I think I'm
No.
good.
Don't take them down there.
Yeah. I don't really have sea legs, if you haven't noticed already.
Oh, shit's gonna get rough. We spent a lot of time on the water. I mean, them more than me, but still me.
You'll meet our crew someday, Soren. They're a wonderful bunch. And you too, Nahiri, you'll meet them.
I can't wait.
Wait, can't they beat them like at any given time if we just, plant the rose and,
Well, if
cast send?
they're on Firewatch as well, then yes. But
Well, I mean, I can send to them and tell them to visit us. I don't know.
Like, okay, this is like a kind of like a silly question and all, but like, if we're looking to save a few coin, like, why don't we have one person take the L and like get a room in the tavern, and everybody else could just go to Firewatch?
you have a
You know,
good
you've
point.
got a point.
That is true.
Draw straws for who takes the L?
Well, it's not a guarantee for Edward anymore.
If you cheat
Well,
on this,
yeah.
Edward,
Sure, let's draw straws.
I mean, conveniently, I have a bundle of sticks, that I totally use for nothing nefarious or like that.
how do
Why
you
don't
manage to make the most innocent things sound suspicious?
it's a talent. All right, everybody, are you ready? I happen to have them all set up for us.
All
They
right.
pulled a bundle of sticks. Everybody draw sticks.
Rollies?
No, it's wind chime.
Oh,
Pick a number.
Oh, honey, I'll
How's
stay
this
with
gonna work?
you. Okay, fine. That works. So wind chime and here you're gonna stay behind. With the room in the tavern.
fade to
Oh, the
black.
Well, you two enjoy yourselves.
We should probably get a room though, right?
Yeah,
Only
definitely.
in the literal
Also,
sense.
pay this bill. How do I pay this bill?
That's
I
a
mean,
great question.
I have literally never seen anybody.
Make a perception check.
That one.
Can I force important?
Sure.
6.
What's your perception?
It's like +7, isn't it?
No.
Sorry.
Brian's is like a +2. What is your perception, Brian?
I believe I have proficiency, and that's it.
You have
So plus
proficiency
3?
but no skills.
So
Wow,
plus
okay.
3. Yeah.
Fine. With a total of 9, you glance about the tavern, and you don't see anybody paying their bill at the moment. Or what you imagine would be paying the bill. But you logic your way, thinking that everything else is on the conveyor belt. Maybe you just put the money on the conveyor belt with the receipt.
Do I see? Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, I'll put 4 gold on the conveyor belt with the receipt.
You do that, and as the conveyor belt makes its way around, actually, you don't. The conveyor belt doesn't even make its way around. I should specify that. You place the receipt up there, and before it can move even 6 inches, the mechanical arm that gave you your food has picks it up off the conveyor belt and puts it in a location behind it.
Oh.
So I guess we walk out now. All right.
Or walk up.
All right.
Or walk away.
Okay. Can somebody take 3 copper off me?
3 copper?
Yeah, just here. I'm gonna hand him 3 copper.
Okay.
Might I ask why?
Nothing. It's just a joke I'm playing on God.
Oh,
You're funny.
okay.
69 or 2069.
Oh,
I just, in case you guys wanted to know, he's got 4 copper pieces, 20 silver, and 69 gold.
69 gold. We figured it out, ladies and gentlemen.
we got him.
As a lot of you finish eating, put your discarded trays back or plates back onto the conveyor belt as they make their way down, and head upstairs where you assume the inn is. As as you do, you find your way to a woman who's at a desk. Uh, she she says, "Is that going to be? Uh, let's see here, 6 rooms, or are we sharing the 3?"
Actually, just the one room.
Well, 1 room. They
Yeah, we're
only
dropping off a friend.
one bed in there.
Oh, I know. I can handle it, and I'm gonna do a heavy wink.
Roll me a persuasion check or charisma. I don't know.
Persuasion. I am happy to
Persuasion is
take
charisma.
persuasion.
But with the proficiency.
Oh my god!
He blushes furiously. Right, of course.
19.
Wouldn't doubt it for a moment. And she says, just 1 room will be 2 silver."
Also, can we get a do not disturb sign?
Yeah, of course. We wouldn't ever consider that anyway. And she hands you a little door, do not disturb sign. Um, you guys have fun. Here's your room.
Somebody else has to pay the 2 silver.
I'll pay the 2 silver.
Oh my god.
As Edward slides 2 silver across, she keeps it up. Have a great night. We'll see you in the morning.
Thank
And
you.
Just in bed.
Oh my god. Smack him.
as the lot of you make your way up down the hall to your room.
That's when the receptionist put her 2 weeks in.
Is that a no for the breakfast in bed?
You make your way into hall that seems very different than the mechanical nature of the tavern below. These heavy oak doors, right, line the hallways. Each of them have little copper numbers on them. And as you put the key in, the door creaks open. Inside, there's a small but comfortable bed with, as you plop down on it, Brine. It's got a creaky wooden frame. There's a small bedside table, a pair of beeswax candles, um, heavy iron padlock on this little chest at the end of the bed. Uh, Washing basin with a kind of warped mirror, and you can distinctly tell that they attempted to cover the smell of the city um, um, with some dried lavender that is in in a little vase on the bedside table.
I prestidigitate the lavender to lemon scent. No one will know.
But it is. I mean, it doesn't. It almost covers the smell of the city, but the heavy smell of smoke and burning coal does permeate everything. At this point, you feel pretty used to it, though. But it's a nice little room, starkly different than the place from before.
Well, it's a nice little room. Too bad we won't be using it.
Yep. Well, you two have fun. Enjoy. I'm gonna wink.
As Nahiri says, "Okay, like everybody else has gotten to do this. My turn."
It's not fun.
And she plants the rose into the ground, and the fractals crack and go up the walls as a portal is opened up in the middle of this room.
All right. Well, see you in the morning.
Moonzic, still holding the do not disturb sign before walking in, he's going to say, "Don't forget to use this."
She grabs it from you. Okay, you guys all hop in to the
Into Firewatch Island.
Watch Island. Let me just move you here. I did not put the token on here. It's still fun. As you guys end up in the basement of
Brine immediately just stumbles into the cannon.
Yeah, the cannon is right there. You kind of have to push it out of the way, move some boxes.
What?
It is rather big. It does take up like a good without anything leaning up against it. It does take up a good fifth of the room.
So, anybody have any way of us actually getting this up there?
I can shrink it and carry it up.
That was what I was going to suggest.
That's actually really smart. Yeah. Although,
This is
now
gonna
I'm
be
wondering
a
where
bite heavy
we-
because of it being made out of metal and whatnot, but
no, just
I can shrink it and conjure 6 servants to help me carry it up.
I think we'll be fine.
Then I can also
only-
buff my strength to double my carrying capacity.
now you're just flexing on us.
Honestly.
As
No,
the-
the only questions I have is where we put it. Well, we'll talk to Nahiri about that. She probably has ideas.
As the lot of you work to get this shrunken
What do you do with a shrunken sailor?
with the shrunken up the stairs. Notice that it's been a few days since you've been at Firewatch. There have been a few improvements, although we are imagining that there's going to be not everything has happened. We're kind of just going to hand wave over the fact that a lot has happened in a very short period of time.
Too much progress.
Too much progress for this time, but whatever.
There are construction signs in a lot of these areas.
Yeah. As you make your way into the refurbished Firewatch Island. For your information, you'll notice that now that things are in proportion, Firewatch has become a lot bigger. It has become significantly bigger now that things are proportional. But yeah, tell me. I'm just curious, as somebody who has been making this map. Tell me what you guys think.
It looks really clean.
Yeah,
I love it.
I
I
really
love this
like
map.
it.
Yeah, you can totally even tell that there was a giant zombie apocalypse that happened daily. Sorry, nightly zombie raids that went
also
on.
didn't we like totally rob a family for having this much wealth and
I
real
mean,
estate?
did we steal the rugs from the Soviet estate? Is that what I'm seeing on the floor? Stolen.
Yes,
good.
yes,
That's
that's
good.
canon.
Is that
Yeah.
canon now? We just
Yeah,
like
that's canon.
left
We
with,
stole
like,
a couple.
rugs.
Why not?
What are they gonna
Right.
do?
To give you guys a bit of a
This is
tour,
clean.
if you'll zoom in to the main entrance.
Man, this is clean.
Thank you.
It's so much prettier than that death box we made it into.
Yeah.
So the main foyer here to the left of that is the bathing and steam room.
We have a
It's got
bathing and steam room?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was discussed. Yeah.
Are you? Do you mean
Uh,
to tell me, Emily, that we have a sauna?
Oh God, is there a glass door?
you guys have a sauna.
Tell me
The
there's
first
not
one
a
I
glass
think.
door though, please.
It's wood paneling.
Thank God.
Wait,
I
is that the
treated-
wizard's tower?
That is the bottom floor of the wizard's tower.
You mean to
Remember-
tell me that all the sauna smoke is gonna rise all the way into the tower?
What?
No.
No,
What?
that's not in the tower.
Over
This
here.
is the
That's the
tower.
storage.
No, Rocky. The shower was the shit room.
This one.
Yeah.
And I figured the only way anybody would be comfortable in the shit room was if it was, as clean as it could possibly be.
Yeah.
Then to the right of the main door is Moonzic and Anemo's room. To the right of that is your dining hall. As you probably figured, there's not necessarily 5 feet of space. Like right now, there's 5 feet of space between each chair. But you can absolutely fit more chairs than that. I just did it for token's sake.
Yep.
Below the dining hall is the library. There are some empty shelves for you to put your collected items. To the
Is this
right,
like a trophy case for our in-game collectibles?
In-game book collectibles.
right of the library and the dining hall is the alchemy room. Not alchemy, the brewing room, where a lot of the wine is made. Beneath the main hall, you'll see there is one room up on top. I have, with the addition, we now have a total of 10 rooms that have been made out of the previous dilapidated area. Up on the here is Janora's room, and down here is Barrett's.
You can definitely tell which room is which.
And
Shots fired.
Would it be funny if I casted locate object on the 50 Shades of... What was that one? 50 Shades of Elf? I don't
No.
remember that.
No.
Whatever book you're talking about is in the library. We've
You're
got
talking about the lusty Argonian maid.
yeah.
That's the one.
You
Oh,
got
50 Shades of Drow. That's what it was.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. Objectified.
We actually have a copy of that. That was mentioned, and it's canon.
I've been
I actually
objectified,
really like the
bullied.
layout of this living area. Of like these rooms, like the whole layout of that looks really nice, actually.
Thank you. On to the unfinished second floor. Um, hold on. Why is this?
The
I'm
sec-
holding on.
the
I'm
second
Oh.
floor is
I'm
just
holding
kinda
on.
roped off.
Let me add it real quick.
Oh.
I
Oh.
accidentally made 2 of the same instead of 2 different ones.
Well,
We haven't
what am
noticed
I?
that. When
What
you
am I
make
expecting
really
of holding on
cool,
to?
when you make really cool maps for your players, gloat. It's awesome,
Gloat.
and they appreciate
do.
all your work.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Get out.
no.
And we have scarecrows too. I know that's a little deal, but like we have scarecrow. Look at them. T-posing. They're professional T-posers.
Look at our
Okay.
assassinberry plants.
Yes, let me make them sentinel real quick. Or
Sentient.
sentient, yes. Sentient, not sentinel.
Sentinel is a different thing.
Sentinel is a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's a... Whoa.
Sorry.
Is that a mini-map for our mega map?
What?
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 Well, it's because they're images that I've imported and had to make the right size. There.
Whoa.
And this is the second floor what I have done so far, which is currently Brine's room.
What's all of that weird turquoise thing in the room?
Those are pillows.
Zoom in. You'll see. Everything is in 4K, so you should be able to zoom in really far for everything.
That is a lot of pillows.
That
is
is
a
a
lot.
lot of
That
pillows.
is a whole lot of
He
pillows.
doesn't have a bed.
Who?
She just sleeps on pillows?
She doesn't sleep, what do you mean?
Why would I need a bed?
But well, and then
I just need a comfortable place.
for you, Soren, the only thing I have in there is a hammock, and I don't know why I put a hammock in there.
That is technically what I wanted, though. I didn't want a bed, I wanted a hammock.
Did you want a
We'll
pillow for that
talk
hammock?
about your room in a little bit more detail. Same goes for you, Rocky, with Edward. But for now, let me go to back. There we go. This is where Firewatch Island is currently. If you would like to change any of your rooms, always just let me know. We'll get every floor done and the observatory and whatnot. So yeah, you guys stop by, go into your claim spaces, and start making your arrangements. As you guys bed down for the night.
I mean, not all wizards love giant, tall spire towers. I mean, I am a wizard, and yes, I do like giant, tall spire towers, but not because I'm a wizard.
Then why do you like it? Why am I still talking in this voice? Sorry about that. Then why do you like it exactly?
I really like big, tall towers with magic and stuff.
Is that kind of like how I really like magic circles and rituals?
And sacrifices to your patron, yes.
I mean, I didn't say that.
But we all do.
Yeah, it's kind of like how we all know that you're going to run into the first bookstore we see in the town when we get back. Yes?
Oh, you can count on that.
I might join you. They look fun.
I mean, that's because they are.
I myself might look into maybe some kind of device that... I don't know, actually. I'll just have to take a look around and see what kind of interesting and useful devices they might have. Again, why am I talking in this voice? I'm
Knives with
doing
tiny
what you guys
robot
do.
legs.
Never mind.
I got it. Knives with tiny robot legs that run back to you if you miss throwing them.
I mean,
That would be incredible. But also, doesn't he already have knives that are too strong to, like... Unless he could edit his knives.
I'm. I don't know. I feel like just using some device to go and retrieve my knife might take longer than actually retrieving it myself.
Yes, but then you don't have to run past enemies.
Which I'm probably going to end up doing anyway.
True.
Regardless, you all bed down for the night. The next morning, you you hear a crack from not crack. You don't hear actually much of anything, to be honest. But you do hear wind chimes voice from the main area. Uh, and you happen to see Barrett and Janor making breakfast, happy and excited to see you all again. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here again. Yes, just keep popping in unannounced. It's your place, don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes shocking to see faces.
I mean, don't you live with someone that has to face himself?
Or is he faceless? Ooh.
She looks over at Barrett. He covers his face. Okay, you guys are so funny. Oh, hi, Windchime. She gives a nod. Things happen. And you guys, is there anything you would like to do on the island before heading back? I just wanted to show my head, to be honest.
I basically
Is there, like, a
just want to
loophole?
say, thank you so much for all the work you've done. It looks so good.
It's your money.
But really, it's your work. And it's so awesome to have people so reliable.
Thank you.
You've done a fantastic job with mine and Animo's room.
Well, I'm still working on everyone's, but hopefully it's to your specifications.
I'm sure that Animo will be excited to see it.
Oh, tell him to stop by anytime.
Of course.
Okay. Bye. As you
As we head out. Yep.
head out.
Before they head out, Moonzic is going to grab a gem or two so he can sell that to get more money.
Okay.
So he isn't dirt poor.
How much worth of gems do you want?
I feel like 500 is enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you deserve it.
It's reasonable.
Okay. DM loading tip.
Opportunity attacks occur when an enemy leaves any range that you have without taking the disengage option.
Any range with a melee attack.
Therefore, any range with a. Therefore, a whip. If you provoke a opportunity attack from somebody with a whip and a short sword, even if you leave their 10-foot reach, they can still make an opportunity attack with their short sword.
Oh, they can't. Short sword only has 5 feet range.
They absolutely can. Check it out.
Yeah, but not against the person leaving 10-foot range. And it has to be made against the person provoking the attack.
For
So,
example,
no.
if someone had a halberd or
Yeah,
weapons.
no. Take a very close look at the read, at the at the rules. It's with you make an attack against a creature within your range, and your range is set by the weapons you hold. You can choose whichever attack you want to make.
Womp womp.
Is
As
it an exploit? Absolutely.
as you guys,
DMs, feel free to ban this.
I mean, in case you have, like, one of those halberd users. I don't know. Something with a whip.
make your way back in through the uh, out of the room and down, and you return the key to the flustered woman, and return the do not disturb sign. Uh, uh, you you make your way out into the city where people are talking, trading, and moving about the streets on foot and a few horses. Um, there is um, merchants hawking their wares, and you notice there's somebody hollering about having a newspaper. And on the newspaper, right on the front cover, is Revolt in Phelan. Uh, and
No,
people
wait, they
seem,
have the printing press?
yeah.
Yep.
Neat.
People are kind of like flocking. How do you think there's so many books in this world?
True. I didn't really think about it, to be honest.
And beneath the small crowd that is forming around the newspaper stand, uh, birds chirp and machines clank and roar, and even hear the soft tapping of a hammer on metal. All the while, the uh, the soft the soft the sound of what seems like thunder.
I'm gonna go over
From
really quick and grab one of those papers.
Memorabilia?
Oh, we did
a,
long rest, right?
Oh
yes,
yeah.
you did one. It is a copper piece.
A
I'll
copper
hand him a
piece.
copper piece.
It's like the real life equivalent of a penny.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
what are the odds? No, seriously, what are the odds of me rolling this?
I'm actually looking through.
The two nat
Probably
20s.
1 in 20?
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
Uh, not 1 in 20. It's 8,000. 1 in 8,000.
No, nice. Neat.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well,
No,
Scott?
no, it's
actually,
1 in 4,000.
any
Because actually the numbers can be in different configurations.
any two numbers is is 1 in 400.
Yeah.
Any
I know,
three
but he's got
numbers is 1 in 8,000.
There
that's
you
what I
go.
said.
Yeah.
He's got three. Remember?
Yeah, but remember, you can roll different configurations of this number, so you actually have to subtract the possible numbers of different configurations within each order, which is still a very small number.
Oh,
That's
true.
subtracted from the 8,000,
True. That is technically
right?
possible.
If I rolled and technically, and then there's more things about the repeats if there are repeat numbers within the
Okay, so how
sequence.
about this? How about 1 in 4,000?
Okay.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. Sure. The point is, neat. I don't know what he rolled.
Yeah, I know. Only the GM and
Uh,
me.
still, you make your way out into the city. You grab as Cheem, you grab the newspaper and uh pour through it, and it basically talks about the Sylvia family and the uprising that's happening in Phelan. Reading through it, you you think that the newspaper was pretty bland about it. It didn't really say anything positive or negative about what's going on. Fairly informative.
Good journalism.
Good journalism, yeah. Well,
Is there a vendor that's selling those, or is it?
Yes, there's. It's like a Barker. Get your copies here. Read all about it. Uprising in Phelan.
Um, you wouldn't happen to know where we could find a bookstore, would you?
Uh. Oh yeah, totally. Just up there around the corner. He points off into the direction of a little hole in the wall up on uh the third uh the third story of
Oh, thank you.
the as you guys I assume make your way to that bookstore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And on the way, Moonzic will stop in somewhere to cash in his gems. Mundane
Okay.
stuff.
Since you actually there's more than just you who has to go to a jeweler's, we'll just uh table that for this moment.
Okay.
Um, you make your way to the Performing Tome, which is a small hole in the wall bookstore up on the third story. Uh, you make your way up a series of mashed together and platforms that are on each level. Um, and make your way up the stairs. Eventually, out front of the bookshop. It it seems to be conveniently that the building itself is shared between two different businesses, as right next door, of the same style of dark stone, um, seems to be selling jewelry, while this one seems to be selling books.
Neat.
Uh, convenient. And it looks like the jewelry store is called the Proud Desire. Uh, who's going where?
I am definitely heading to the bookstore.
Well, I mean, you beat me to it, but yeah, bookstore it is.
Moonzic's going to the jeweler's, and then afterward he'll go and meet back up with them in the bookstore.
Same for me. Or same for
Going
Soren.
inside, going inside the bookstore. It's warm and comfortable and filled with the smell of lavender and fresh paper. It's a recurring theme. Uh, the store itself is fairly large. and seems to contain a wide variety of books. Uh, there are a few other patrons perusing the shelves, uh, but uh, the keep uh, is a tiefling.
I'm gonna lean
With
over to Brine. I'm gonna whisper,
hair and green
everywhere
eyes,
we go, there
big
always seems to be
and
sprigs of dried lavender, huh?
uh, she's got like this like beefy build, with a square and like unremarkable friendly face, and seems to be fidgeting. But she looks like uh, she looks fairly old, all things considered. Probably in her mid 80s, 90s.
Hello there.
Oh, hello.
My friend was just commenting, and I have to agree. There's lavender everywhere in this city. Is it specifically that? Is the environment specifically good for it, or is there another reason?
I mean, we have plenty of places around the city that grow lavender and whatnot, and it also does pretty good covering the scent of the city.
Ah,
Ah, my name is Righteousness. What's yours?
Brine.
Nice to meet you.
Well, my name is Edward.
Feel
Do you...
free to peruse around. Let me know if you're looking for anything specific. We've got
Alright,
you a few new books that just came in fairly recently. Maybe they would tickle your fancy. She uh, she looks at Brine.
I would love to check them out. What's that? Where did they come from? You said they came in recently.
Oh, yeah, we get donations and sell. We get people sell people sell us books all of the time.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll happily take a look at what's new.
And she walks over. You see, she walks rather slowly, uh, and uh, hands you a book called "Obliteration of Desire," and it appears to be a novel that is uh, uh, it's a romance novel. But as you kind of flip through it, uh, it appears to be that discusses. Sorry, my brain is being very slow. Uh, that's got like this murder mystery plot at the heart of it all.
Interesting.
It's a romance murder mystery.
It's a vibe you don't often see. She's gonna flip through it for a little bit.
Uh, it looks fairly well written.
What do you think of this one, Edward? She's gonna show him the
yeah,
book.
let me see it. I'm gonna flip over to a random chapter and start reading.
You actually, as you kind of look through the book, something tickles the back of your mind. Something's off. Not some. Yeah, something's off about this book.
What's up, Edward? You're staring at it like it's trying to trick you.
I mean, I don't know, something about this book,
Is it the
I'm
sex
gonna...
scenes? It's the sex scenes, isn't it?
It's the what?
Is it the sex scenes?
I don't know. Something.
Oh, if you are looking for sex scenes, oh, I've got
I
one
am
for
not
you.
looking for sex scenes.
She
He's always
uh,
looking for sex scenes. He's
she hands
incorrigible.
When I say
him a
random
book
chapter, I
called
actually mean random chapter.
she
I know.
hands you a book called Flustered by Love.
God.
I'll make sure
I
she
hate it
doesn't
here.
lose this one.
Oh, this one is pretty spicy. There's quite
I
a bit
mean,
of it I don't understand though, but regardless, the scenes are tantalizing.
Oh god.
no, but seriously, what's wrong with it? You keep looking at it like it's trying to trick you.
I'm just nothing. I mostly came here to look for specifically books regarding, well, I mean, entities that can create rifts or portals or something of that nature.
Oh, we've got our variety of, isekai.
We have
She, she
God
walks you
fucking
over.
damn it.
She walks you over to a section of the book of the bookshop. Edward, go ahead and roll me a perception check,
Am I in the right type
or
of
a
bookstore? Did Brine take me into a?
yeah. I would also any like intelligence check is also okay.
When I'm not in the right type of bookstore, am I?
Yeah, you're not in the right type of bookstore. Is this is a
Well,
bookstore that has a lot of used older books, but they almost all of them are fiction. You see, there is a small nonfiction section, but just glancing about, uh, just glancing about, it doesn't appear like those kinds of nonfiction books. They mostly are like
are the
historical.
fiction
Uh,
books written by conspiracy theorists? And if
though
so, are they actually nonfiction?
something is still drawing you back to Brine. It's almost like you have this sort of sixth sense about it. You don't
I
know
have a
what
sort of what about it?
a sixth sense, like something in your divination mind just keeps bringing you back to her.
Strange. Insight check? That's probably not going to do much.
Sure, roll me an insight check. Brine is holding on to those two books that I had mentioned.
She's
The
currently
equivalent.
reading the book with the spicy scenes. The other one's like on her lap.
She seems to be enjoying the book, but as for what it is that's drawing you back, something is just tickling the back of your mind. It's nothing extreme. It's not like you've got this like strong pull, but there's something curious about them. Something that you enjoy. Curiosity would like to understand further.
Oh no.
Your insight is telling you maybe something's important about those books.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
there's
smash my
something
head
in
on the
this
wall.
murder mystery that I'm noticing. There's this code that keeps coming up and up over and over again.
Something about a code?
Yeah, a code that they're using to figure out the murderer. I can't figure it out, but
I mean, what particular type of code would it be?
I'm not sure. It's beyond me. But you're good at this kind of bookies things. Although I'm not sure why such a complex code is inside a book with such a, let's be honest, mediocre plot.
Damn.
The code is 11037.
some kind of cipher, though. That much I know. There's these words that don't make any sense in all the killer's
See it real
letters. I'm gonna hand him the book.
What does the code say?
Well, the code it's a reoccurring series of words. Fuck. Now I have to actually do it. Roll me and I'm not gonna do it. Go
Just roll
ahead.
intelligence to see if we solve the code magically.
Roll me a intelligence. Unless you would like to cast some sort of spell.
Unless I what now?
Otherwise,
Your mic's cutting out.
logic your way through it. Roll me an investigation.
Okay, you know what? I'll just roll that.
Oh.
It's a 26.
With your 26 and you're look through the code and it seems to be referencing it seems that rather than this being the code itself, it is the code for the book. What I mean is after like taking the code that is mentioned, you apply it to
So it's a
the
key.
yeah, it's a key. Thank you. You apply it to the book, and you realize that this isn't a classic, nonfiction book.
Murder
It appears
mystery.
that the pair of these, the obliteration of desire and flustered by love, are actually a pair of wizard's tomes that are kept in code.
Oh.
So it's a test.
It's a what?
So it's a test.
No.
Edward, what are you saying it's a test for? It's
Then I'm making faceless
it's
assumptions. Um, what does the code like if you apply the key to like random certain parts of the book with
There are.
random
This is a spell book.
Oh, okay, I'm done. Uh, you know what?
In fact, looking through with your investigation check, you leave no page unturned. You realize that these two books come in a pair. They
would
are.
there be sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, would there be any part of the journals or books that would imply sort of an input of a third code or cipher or something in order to basically any missing spots that would indicate there's an additional book in
You
this
have a
set?
feeling that there might be some sort of magic involved.
Um,
Actually, you know that there's some sort of magic involved. I don't even have. You don't. It's not even a feeling. You just know.
you know what? Brian, I think you know what? You know this. I usually might not be the type of person to do this, but eh, you know what? I might as well. I'd like to purchase these books.
what?
Wonderful, wonderful. Um, they are rather new, but I'm happy to see that they're off the shelves already. um, let's
Insight check. Does she know?
insight check. No, she has no idea. Oh, this this fellow, rather odd, came in and uh, was hoping to barter them off. You know how they are.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, like, I will begrudgingly admit this, but that fellow's taste is not bad.
Um, yes, yes. Well, let's get you let's get you checked out here. She kind of she looks them over. Uh, looks at the page count of each of them, and uh, she says, "Now these are rather new, and seeing as how you like them so much, 5 gold apiece,
For each one or for the set?
a piece.
Alright, so 10 gold?
Yep."
Alright, I'm gonna pay 10 gold.
Um, and she says, "Oh, come back again soon. I hope you enjoy them." Now, I didn't
Okay.
peg him to be the kind, but any
Yeah,
books that you're
I know.
interested
I'm honestly just relishing in this new development. And
I'm
I
gonna
can't
roll my eyes.
wait to question him what specifically made him choose these two. I've shown him so many. I'll probably be back, but I just
in? Well,
I
yeah, as
have
you
to know.
know, the book chooses the person.
Are they like wands?
As she waves you guys off, exiting the shop, I presume. Standing out front on the balcony area. Um, what do you what are you thinking, Edward?
I'm thinking I need some of those true sight mushrooms.
I think that would probably be a good idea.
That would be a good idea, which is why I'm going to open. I'm going to tell Brent. Well, with people with these
Did you
books of nature.
solve the code and find something super interesting? What the hell? You've left me in the dark. I asked you for help solving a code, and I got nothing.
No, 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 no.
And then you just buy the books?
We're going to grab the books. We're going to go into a dark room. We're going to use some of the mushrooms that we have that gives us true sight. I know wizards love to be cryptic and, secretive about all of their
Wizard?
secrets
What
and
is
knowledge.
this about wizards? I want to know who the murderer is.
We're not on the same page here. Terrible book pun aside. You know what? Just call it a hunch. I have a feeling there's something more than just some random code within a mediocre murder mystery plot. Uh, in these books, I don't know why. I just have a very strong. So we're gonna go
Alright.
into somewhere dark, and we'll use those true sight mushrooms. And well,
Alright,
I mean, we'll see if my hunch is correct.
get me in a dark room with a murder mystery smut novel.
Um,
How
well,
low do
they're
you take me?
discussing. Well, they're discussing that in in the Proud Desire. The two of you walk in. The store seems to have like a polished look about it, with like marble flooring and counters resting a few feet away from the walls. Granite, of course, filled with um, a filled with jewelry and the like, gems. As you walk in, there is a male jeweler with long, wavy black hair and black eyes. He's got smooth, sunburned skin, chocolate. Uh, seems to be spend a spare time out his spare time of his a fair bit of his spare time outside, um, with his muscular build and a gigantic beard. Um, you see, there's like another patron perusing the store that he is currently talking to behind the counter.
Jim will walk up to the guy that's behind the counter and he'll say, I'm looking to sell some gems that I have.
Oh, of course. Let me see.
He's gonna take the gems out of his backpack and put them on the counter.
Oh, indeed. Quite beautiful. Now, of course, I have to ask, how did you acquire these? You see, he has a pair of spectacles that he has put on, to look, at the gems more closely.
They're they've been in the family for quite a while and might need the money.
Well, quite the family heirlooms you have. Um,
Family
see,
jewels.
for the lot of these, I would say they have to be worth about 500 gold.
Okay. Is that what you're going to pay for them, or what say you?
Well, not as if that is me paying for them. I could do with a bit of polishing, of course, and refinement.
And then you also have to sell for a profit.
Of course. I'll buy them from you for 300.
Hmm. Could you do? Could you do 4?
Oh, that's quite the asking price. Roll me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Hmm. They are rather fine. Well, I've come on hard times myself in the past. You've got yourself a deal. 400.
Thank you very much.
He shakes your hand and takes the gems away.
And as for me, I'm looking to get something, say, repaired. He's gonna take off the necklace and he's gonna hand it over. I'm looking for a diamond worth 300 to fill in this spot. You wouldn't happen to have one, would you?
Let me take a look here. And he looks at the at your necklace and says, "Just quite a unique necklace you've got. I think I have something that would work, but to inlay it and whatnot, it's gonna take a bit of time. And of course, there's a charge.
Of course.
Labor 25 gold. It is fine work. No,
Added
just
on to the 300.
uh, yeah.
That seems fair. He will hand over the 325, and then he's just gonna kind of chill and wait for him to get back to him.
Um, of course. He tells you it's gonna be about an hour or so, for him to get it all put together, as long as he doesn't get too interrupted.
He's gonna peruse the rest of the shop then. Kind of walk
For
around, look at
diamonds.
everything.
Beautiful jewelry lines these countertops. Uh, Everything from necklaces and a huge selection of rings. You can tell just by glancing about that most of what he deals with are engagements. Um, but plenty of other jewelry as well um, to supplement. Um, Are you gonna wait here with Soren, Moonzic?
Um, I'm going to say no, but I will stand outside the door and wait for him.
Stepping outside, you happen to notice right next to you is uh your two compatriots.
Wow, that was a rather quick stop in the bookstore for you two.
Right? But he just had to get this novel. Like, he picked it up almost immediately. Okay, I read it first, but
He looks like I imagine Edward's like actively pouring through the book as we speak, and Moonzic's gonna
Yeah,
take a
he,
look at the
yeah,
spine and or look at
Yeah.
the title, and then he's gonna look.
No, yeah, even looking closely and squinting at pages that clearly have text to see if there's like any faded magic ink or anything
And
just
then
around the corners.
Sheem reads the title of the book, and then immediately just looks at him at complete sheer confusion.
I'm just gonna like put my hand. It'll all make sense. Just it's. I'll give you the full explanation
he
later.
wants to get me into a dark room with this book. It's too forward to be him. I'm very confused.
Context matters. That's not the point here. The point is I think these books here. Well, I mean, I have a sneaking suspicion that these books here were probably most likely owned by at least a wizard previously. And there's at least some sort of magical text or script
Edward,
held within. It's-
I know you're trying to look for very powerful magic, but some old wizard's musings is not the kind of magic that you're looking for.
I don't know. Old wizards tend to be more powerful than young ones.
Yeah. I mean, well, worst thing that happens is I lose 10 gold in my dignity.
It's the dignity part that I'm worried about.
Well, I mean, you seem to be more worried about my dignity than me, but that's besides the point. The point is when you find a good mystery, like, aren't you curious about it in any capacity?
I know. That's why I want you to tell me the code.
Of course I'm always intrigued by a mystery. Why do you think I was looking for a Monokuma mask back in Phelan?
What is Monokuma, by the way?
Yeah, that is a mystery in itself. Could you give us a large, detailed explanation as to what the Monokuma talking about is? Spare no detail, but after finish.
Well, I'm not going to go into great extent about it, but it's this murder mystery series about a bunch of, I don't know, they're bright minds in an academy that gets locked in and are forced to kill each other, essentially.
How is it a mystery? That's
Oh, it's
just
a
the
murder
plot of.
mystery about killing children.
There's a lot more intricacy that goes into it, but believe me, it is a mystery. It's well murder.
Honestly,
I don't know. It feels like when you found this thing that a hobby has been discovered.
That's that's the thing is that Monokuma is the mascot of those books, and
I'm sorry. This
So
horror, this
actively
murdering of children has a mascot.
it's a little demented. I'll admit.
he's like the spokesperson of child murdering.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Honestly,
ad-
I'd be a little less worried about damaging your reputation with a little bit of smut.
Yeah, what she said.
touche.
I'm glad I'm not a part of this.
Also touche. Well,
Also, what is Soren doing?
he's
Yeah.
he's having his necklace repaired.
Oh, did it get damaged?
I guess so.
That's a shame.
Oh, I could have stayed in there with him, but it might have looked a little weird given the fact that I just told the man behind the counter that I was selling the family heirlooms.
You mean,
True
what
enough.
do you mean the family heirlooms?
I assume he means the gems he took.
That's correct.
Think he believed you?
Seem to have.
I hope he did.
Should have just told him they're straight from the Sophia family manor. See what reaction you got.
He probably. That depends on whether or not he had a copy of today's newspaper or not. Now, I do have one question about this newspaper. What in Arathis' name is a Sudoku?
Have you never played? We even have that in the Feywild.
You fill in the numbers. Each 3x3 grid column that you see divided on the thing will have one of each number going from 1 to 9, and then each row and column will also have a number going from 1 to 9.
Huh.
Boy, am
Yeah,
I
it's
glad I'm not
puzzle
part
that
of
you
this
fill in.
conversation already.
Well done, you.
Who?
Good done, Who. Good job, Who. Fuck.
No, thank you.
Wasn't an offer.
Edward, you think finding yourself a dark room would probably be a great idea?
So, would the alleyway be good enough, or do we have to go back into the hotel and I have to say we're going for round 2? My dignity is already shattered.
You know, I was literally just thinking we'd just plant the rose, go back to Firewatch Island, away from everything.
Except for the fact that one of us has to stay behind.
Yeah.
I mean, but we still have. We didn't rent out the room for the whole day, did we?
No,
Nope.
that was
Nope.
last night.
Nope. You're right.
And
God,
plus,
I have
we'd also
terrible.
have to...
You know, for being a divination wizard, I sometimes have the worst foresight. It's kind of ironic.
We could do a little bit more shopping and up until maybe the late afternoon, and then take off and bed down outside of the city. That way we've seen some sights and some other things, and we're on our way to Necodranus.
You mean to say that you're going to make me go through a whole day of pondering over what this puzzle is without actually letting me get the solution for it?
Think of it like edging. There's quite a lot of it in that book.
That's the worst analogy you could be using right now.
That... I think I'm gonna have to agree with Edward on this one. That is quite possibly the worst analogy you can make up.
You guys are no fun.
Well, fun or not. When Soren comes back out, I kind of want to go and find a trinket shop and see what they have.
I'd agree. All this... Is it pronounced artifice? It's really interesting. It's kind of like the study that Edward and I do, but like their
And it's all
magic doesn't
powered by
come from them, but from the items. It's
But it's
really
all
interesting.
not magical. It's all powered by lightning for some reason. And also there's steam going everywhere and it burns coal.
I wouldn't recommend going near that steam.
Okay. Um, over the course of the next hour, you all hang about outside the shops, um, waiting for Soren to finish. And just like that, he does. You get your necklace back, fully repaired with the proper diamond, uh, to be worn.
I will exit the shop, kind of adjusting it as I leave. Or putting it back on, I should say.
As you do so, you see three of your favorite people
I don't know about favorite.
hanging out in front of the shops.
What are
Hey.
Windchime and Nahiri doing?
They're still in the room.
Windchime and Nahiri whispered to you that they were well, Nahiri whispered to you that she was going to go shopping with Windchime, and go on a bit of a date night. Day.
So we have to.
Day to.
So we have some time to look around.
Yeah, they were going on a day to. Anyway, somebody say something, please. I understand it was a bad joke. Can we move on? The silence is killing
My
me.
new
All
resolve
right.
to
Well, let's
respond
go
with
shopping.
corny jokes with crippling silence. That way it weakens their esteem and morale onto a capacity in which they are punished for me literally doing nothing. The mere act of abstaining from a reaction itself will speak volumes against those offenders that have...
Oh God! You really should have played a cleric.
Cheem will ask someone where a really good place to buy, like, technological contraptions and other devices around the city are. Like, where a good shop is for it.
See here.
Walmart.
I'm having a hard time finding it. Please, DM loading tip.
DM loading tip. Yeah, Kale's opportunity attack thing that I've read, it says that it has to be made against the person that is triggering the opportunity attack.
Mhm.
And if they're made with a 10-foot range and you have a 5-foot weapon, you actually can't reach them because the 10-foot radius is actually the thing leaving your melee reach. Yes.
I'm just gonna bring this to your attention. Short sword.
5 foot. Now, it doesn't say anything about you not being able to make a ranged attack. Sorry, no, it does. I lied. It
Short
does
sword
say you make a melee attack.
doesn't actually have a range.
Good lord.
Short sword has 5 feet range.
No. Read short sword. Melee weapon, martial, sword. Category items, damage 1d6, damage type piercing, item rarity standard, properties finesse, light, weight 2. Right?
The weight
Are you
is just
saying
2,
short sword doesn't
period.
have 5 feet range?
It has no range. There is no range associated with melee weapons.
So it's always 5 feet. That's the general assumption.
Yeah.
But it's assumption. It's an assumption.
Unless it
It's
has
not
the reach
accurate.
property. The reach property is what
So,
gives melee
reach,
weapon.
Wait. What does the reach property do? Does it give the weapon a property? Or does it give you a property?
Reach property gives the weapon 10 feet range instead of the 5 feet standard.
Adds 5 feet to your reach when you attack with it.
Yes.
Yep. It adds 5
So
feet to your
5
reach
feet,
when
so
you
that's
attack with
5
it,
plus 5 is
as
10.
well as determining your reach for opportunity attacks. right?
Yes. Yeah, which means now your what is it? Now your weapons opportunity attack triggers off of 10 feet movement away. Well, someone moving
Right.
more than 10 feet
But
away.
when somebody moves more than 10 feet away with me, I may make a weapon attack against them. That's what the rules say.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it actually has to be a reach weapon that I make that attack with. I just have to have a reach range.
Yeah, but if they're moving 10 feet away from you,
Again, this is very, very much an exploit of the way the rules are written.
yeah, but then you have to make it with the reach weapon, otherwise the other weapon doesn't hit, right? You still
The
have
weapon
to
doesn't have a range, Rocky.
Yes, it does. 5 feet.
No, it doesn't. You have a range. You have a reach. You have a range. The weapon doesn't. The weapon grants you the reach property grants you extra range, which you then use on your other weapon. It's
Yeah,
a
but
rules exploit. We're aware your DM should ban this. However, rules is written.
if they're moving 10 to 15 feet, and you have a whip in one hand, a short sword in the other hand, which is the assumption. You're trying to roll the d6 instead of the d4. Is that what you're trying to do with the exploit?
It's actually to have a finesse weapon for a rogue.
Yeah, but like rogues always run finesse weapon.
Yeah, but they want the reach to be able to have easier opportunity attacks, to have
Yeah, but at the same time, like rogues, they have to run a finesse or a dex weapon, otherwise sneak attack doesn't proc.
That's why we're using the whip to get the range, and then trying to replace it with the short sword.
Why short sword when you could do a rapier?
I just chose a weapon.
But the rapier does like 1d8 instead of 1.
I chose a weapon. It doesn't have to be an optimal choice.
Yeah, but like this is a tiny, very obscure ruling that you're trying to squeeze like a d8 out of a d4 with. Don't you think it has to be like, you know?
If you're going to exploit a very obscure ruling, make it as OP as possible. Is that your argument?
Saying, if you have a centaur and you have a person riding the centaur, like like it will proc sentinel
all
every
right, I'm
single time.
sure we've given Emily enough time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
And
was just
mounted combatant will force the attack
God damn
on
it!
every time.
um
Silliness.
yeah. um you walking down the streets, you easily come you come across a shop with a big sign that says MMM, Mab's Magnificent Manufactory. Um, it appears to be a tinkerer shop.
All right. Well, go in.
You walk into a small it's not small, actually, it's rather large room that has a variety of pipes and gears sticking out in seemingly random directions, um, and things that are balanced on precarious angles, little trinkets floating across the room. You see like a mechanical butterfly that seems awfully familiar, if you remember this. But a small little mechanical butterfly making its way across, and different goods that are just whirring about, crystals poking out in random directions, and a whole lot of things. Um, there is a uh, there's a shopkeeper who uh, who is um, a human woman with uh, who seems to be making her way around in a wheelchair. Although her wheelchair appears to be automated, uh, that she simply has to flick her wrist in a direction, and little engine that's on the back pushes her to where she needs to go, which happens to be directly towards the lot of you. Hello. My name is Rosie. I work here at Mab's magnificent manufactory. Is there
Machines.
anything in particular that you're looking for, or would you rather just peruse?
And
More or less perusing. Otherwise, do you have any recommendations?
Yes, I do actually. Um, I've been working right over here on on this, and she pulls out a um she pulls out a set of earmuffs. She says, "Well, when you speak the command word, these these earmuffs fire two cones of cold in opposite directions, one from each ear. Um, of course, I it can be used once per day. Um, but they also keep your ears warm. Though I'm not responsible for any damage that you may cause to your allies."
I'm gonna look at Brine. I'm gonna say I have a really stupid idea.
What's the stupid idea?
What if we gave these to Nahiri?
That sounds like a very stupid idea. I
I
am
mean, the
listening.
lady did say she's not responsible for possible damages this thing can cause.
I know. I'm just saying that if
Very kind, lady.
Thank you.
And
Um,
you wish to put this in the
Warning,
hands of
would you
the
be giving
second
this
most
to your
chaotic
fellow
person I know.
does she have anything?
Are you
oh, who's the
Says-
first?
That would be
looking for
myself.
something protective?
Go ahead.
Soren's face is gonna drop.
One,
Is that the vibe I'm getting?
one, it would be something that would I think that she would enjoy. Two, it would keep her ears warm since we're eventually going to be going to the Empire. And three, it would be something that would be able to help defend herself.
I do have a question. Isn't Cone of Cold like a really high level magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite difficult to get on there.
Hmm.
You could murder a man several times over by accident while saying that word.
I mean, I don't question what people do with the things I sell. She gives you a wink.
An admirable approach, I'm sure.
It was just an idea. I wasn't being completely serious about it anyway.
Um, actually, I do have something here. And I'm gonna take out the clockwork amulet. I'm curious. I
Wonderful.
got this from a novelty shop not that long ago. Um, how does it work?
She grabs a hold of it and puts the DM right on the spot. Um,
Yeah.
well, you see these little gears here. Best I can divine from it, is that it it pulls from. I have no idea. This is quite a. I definitely know what this does. um, I have no idea what this does.
The
I
clockwork
don't.
amulet, its effect at least, guarantees a 10 on an
I know,
attack.
but I don't know how to.
It's like a portent wizard, but like a
It's a
fraction of his
magic
power.
item.
I all right. I was curious. I'm sorry. I can't just bring it
I
to anybody and just assume they know every enchantment about it instantly. I'm sorry.
This is. I'm sure she knows. Okay, you know what? We're gonna say this. She goes into a full, in-depth explanation about consistency, magical tinkering, and other planes of existence. And she describes it in such a way that you can barely grasp what it is. Although you are welcome to try to explain it yourself to somebody else.
Oh, that makes sense. So what you're saying is that it, like the because it's consistent in its own timing, it helps you be consistent, and through sparks of almost divine power, it makes sure that you can hit, or at least get what you would get on an average attempt.
I mean, that is quite a simple way of explaining it, but it would suffice, I suppose.
I I'm sorry. I find the whole subject fascinating. I really do. But I'm very new to it, so I'm just grabbing onto what I can.
Well, um, I think you are well on your way. Um,
Do you have other items other than the very interesting earmuffs?
you mentioned before about protecting somebody, yes?
Yeah,
Little bit.
we did.
Um, well, I have over here an impervious sphere. Of course, you can only use this once. Um, when you're attacked, you can use your reaction to become surrounded by a protective barrier that lasts 1d4 plus 1 hours. She doesn't say
That's a
that.
weird way of
Mm-hmm.
describing it. Also, what's a
It,
D4?
it, it works there about 1 to 4 hours.
Yeah, somewhere in there. What 2 to 5, really. Um, while within the sphere, you can interact with the outside world. Um, but you can see and be seen vaguely through its curious pink opacity. Um, of course, the spear has immunity to all forms of damage and protects you from all forms of damage originating outside the sphere.
Can someone teleport into the sphere if the sphere was activated?
You are untargetable by forces outside the sphere. You also can kind of roll at a reduced speed within the sphere. Um, it is subject to gravity, of course, and will roll down slopes. Um, spheres linked to your person. If you teleport, jaunt, blink, etc., it travels with you. Um, it contains 1d4. What's that? It contains 1 to 3 hours of breathable air. Um, could be quite useful in a pinch. As for how to deactivate it, I'm not certain. But if you're looking to protect somebody, that could be a problem to deal with at a later basis.
I don't know. It sounds like a pretty good offer. Especially for the kind of scenario you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Raw offensive power is cool and all, but we don't. But it won't necessarily get her out of all problems. This will make her marginally more difficult to hurt. Probably easier to kidnap, but hey, whatever. Kidnap
I
means alive, right?
do want to clarify, as with all of these things, I don't know how to deactivate it.
You said it only lasts for 2 to 5 hours, right?
Yes,
So you could just wait.
it's the air problem.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Like, I'm sure that, it would deactivate before you run out, but it is not a guarantee.
you're paying us to put. We're paying you to put us in prison. Is that what?
Oh, oh, not at all, not at all. I'm just simply letting you know all of the facts.
So
It lasts from
slightly,
5
slightly.
hours, but only contains 1 to 3 hours of air.
So what you're saying is it's a 50-50 shot.
Better than being dead.
Wait, don't you mean 1d2?
That is a way of putting it, isn't it?
Ah. Well, how much would you be charging for this potential death trap?
Potential, it will save your life. I just
50-50 shot.
it better than being dead. Um,
Also guarantees death if you get the wrong side of the 50-50.
no, by no means is it. That's just kind of reductive.
I like her.
Um, I would sell it for you, given that it has the major flaw, for 250.
Hearing? He's a...
Not entirely sure. I don't like the 50-50 shots.
Like if
50-50 is better than 100%.
So then, could we get it for half off?
250 is
Kind of
a
thought it comes half
price.
off. We've already talked about it. You know what's wrong with it. I'm not in the habit of lying. If it worked the other way, it could probably. God, I could make so much.
You could make a fortune with that if it truly protected people, but this, I'd hate to give it out as a gift and then feel responsible for the outcome, you know?
Well, you could just use it for yourself. You never know when it would come in use.
Would I be able to attack out of it?
Well, I mean, you can see. You can't really interact with the outside world.
Okay, real talk. This is actually a very good
Out.
item on Brine.
You can't actually be heard out of it.
Misty Step can let you teleport into an unoccupied space that you can see with
Yeah.
anything. You can teleport through it. We've established that before.
No, you can't teleport through it.
You can't see through the
The
other
sphere
side.
is linked to your person, right? So if you
it
teleport,
moves with
link,
you.
it moves with you. Yes.
What if you were to
Ah.
drop the projection? Would you be able to move through the barrier, or would you be able to teleport then?
Well,
I
that
mean,
is the
like,
issue.
out of character here, though, like, this is just a Thunderdome. You activate it, you teleport yourself onto the enemy, and you fight to the death in an inescapable dome. Gladiator
I'm a
style.
warlock, man!
Yeah, I see
Why
you
am I
boasting that
introducing people
absurd
to the
AC.
Thunderdome? However, a Nemo.
I was going to say we should give it to the Werepanther because,
I would
oh
say,
god,
just so you are aware, it is linked to your person. Yes?
Yes, I'm gonna go leave the roleplay for a second, guys.
I feel like we've had this
Um,
conversation before.
I'm not actually talking about any Thunderdome teleport shenanigans. I'm talking about the fact that Brine and Anemo could actually use this with no risk, which would make it a very good get out of jail free card
That is true.
for them.
No, it's actually get into jail free card.
God damn it.
It is single use. I think I said that already, but I want to make sure you know.
Single use.
It's
Period.
250 gold. Get out of jail free card in the middle of like, oh hey, I've mispositioned. Right. The thing is, I don't really want it, and I don't think we should give it to Nahiri.
No.
And I don't think it works very well on Anemo, given Anemo wants to be getting hit.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Well,
Okay. Well, I do have other things. Don't worry. I've got this steam-powered pogo stick. When you want to reach those pesky high ledges and rooftops, etc.
and rooftops.
You look like you could use that. She looks at you, Cheem.
Looks interesting. It would be nice to be able to get up to high places when I need to. How high does this thing propel itself?
Only a pesky 40 feet.
40 feet?
You are completely insane, and I love it.
Well, if you need to get on top of something.
I'd be going flying.
I mean, but then I'd just use a grappling hook. Also, speaking of which, do you have any grappling hooks?
I do have a grappling hook.
Can I tie a rope to the end of it?
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, but it already has a rope attached to it.
Well, indulge me in your display of wares. What are we waiting for?
Oh my god.
That's it. It's officially a game. We're finally at the point where Wilds of Wildemount is considered a video game. We have a grappling hook.
We have a grappling hook, and we have a fishing minigame. It's been a game for a while.
Okay.
There it is. Grappling hook.
We're looking at a 2036 release of this video game.
Yeah, you can now, if you select Edward as your playable character, you can pretend to be Magic Spider-Man.
Oh god. Just as Edward pretends to be Magical Spider-Man.
If she kind of gestures over to you to a grappling hook. So as you can see here, this is this grappling hook. It's attached to this long, sturdy length of rope. On the end, there seems to be some sort of like golden claw. You see, I have enchanted this claw with the ability to grasp onto and even pierce surfaces. Yes? Of course you have to throw it, so, it requires a bit of strength. Though, once you do throw it, the claw at the end pierces the surface around it. Wood, stone, not necessarily metal, it would break itself. It can hold up to 500 pounds.
You know, if we slipped a magnet inside of the cloth, that would also stick onto metal.
I mean,
Oh, this is a great idea. I would like to say it is animated. So
I wouldn't be an adventurer if it wasn't.
you do have to be quite careful when handling it. It does like to latch onto arms. But that being said,
Wild magic sorcerer goes artificer.
What armor?
magic
You can notice Edward is not wearing armor.
cancel spells.
He's a wizard.
Arms.
Oh, arms. Oh, that
Yes.
might be a big problem. I have 2 of them.
When it grapples, I'm sure you could probably use it in combat as well. When it grabs onto, say, your arm or an enemy's arm, they take 1d6 piercing damage, and they are considered grappled. Yes.
So it's an
Um,
armpoon.
you can use just a bonus action to quickly move them 5 feet closer to you.
Oh my god, it's wonderful, and I want
I want it.
I I, I want it for a character that's not here.
Well, I mean, I'll be happy to purchase it. How much does it cost? Name the price.
I would give it to you with a steep discount of 300.
Oh my
Ooh.
god. Oh. For a
You
grappling.
actually, looking at her, roll me an insight check. You get the feeling that, yeah, this is a discount for this item.
Ooh. I almost want to throw the money down right now.
You can have the
Um,
money, and you can pay for it. 300 is relatively steep for a grappling hook that hooks onto people's arms.
Not just
It's a
people's arms.
magical
It's actually
grappling hook.
really good. And
I mean, you could go against a wall of stone that reaches up infinitely tall, and if you are good enough, you could throw it at the wall, and it would just stick there. This is quite great.
if it was an infinitely tall wall, I would need infinite strength to throw it up.
You're
Well, that
forgetting I
is
have the
that
catapult
is
still.
true. It
You're
is limited.
forgetting I can catapult the hook.
Still not infinitely high, but I like where your head's at.
The point still stands. Any surface, really, besides metal. Although, if you wanted to tinker with it a bit, or give me a bit of time, I
You
could
can monetize the
a
magnet idea
strong enough
against anyone
magnet.
but us.
With the magnet is I don't know how to stop it from attaching to other metal objects. Like,
What, you mean with electromagnets?
well, I'm just saying,
What
you
are
carrying around a grappling
electromagnets?
hook
I
might have
barely
a
know what magnets are.
It's like magnets, but with, like, lightning in them. And they only turn on when you
Edward.
zap it with lightning.
Edward, you
I
just
read it in
discovered what
book.
technology was yesterday. How the hell do you know all of this?
I read this in the Artificer's book. I told you, I read about books about machines and automatons.
Honestly, neat. Anyway.
What's the length on the rope again?
Oh, it comes pre-attached with 60 feet of rope. But, I'm sure it wouldn't make too big of a difference if you wanted to tie more to it.
I have a really quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be swapped with other ropes? Say if we found like a magical rope, like a rope of climbing, for example?
I don't see why not. I mean, I simply have just affixed it with a very tight knot. It is really what is magical about it is the actual grappling hook itself, the claw.
Of course. I'm just wondering if there would be any problems making it work with another magical item because of that.
I don't see why not. I mean, you could always give it a try.
I love your enthusiasm.
Thank
You
you.
know what? Please just show me all your wares. I cannot promise I will buy anything. This grappling hook looks amazing, and I'm sure we'll figure something out for it, but I just want to see more.
Well, I have a steam-powered spoon. It is It is a spoon that moves in a jackhammer-like fashion. Yes, it
Oh
is
no.
good at smashing rocks, making them far more digestible. I mean,
I'm
if
not going
you're
to comment.
I mean, I don't
But
see
it
how
is.
making
It
rocks
does. It
smaller
would
makes them
go
actually
very.
digestible.
I would say it would do very well if you needed to, get through a wall. It could do good. It might take a little bit, but it does move rather
I mean,
quickly.
it's not a spoon anymore, it's a pocket-held jackhammer.
I mean, clearly, look at it. It is a spoon. And it is, in fact, a spoon. It's a spoon with a very large, thick handle. You see, she turns it. She grabs it. She turns it on. The thing is vibrating in her hand. She's like, "It could break through basically anything you really wanted." And the
Can it break
steam is
through metal?
out of it. She turns it off.
Can it break through
Break out
metal?
of jail. It would be great to break out of jail.
I mean, I'm seeing a consistent trend of your products being defective against metal here.
You don't have to worry about that.
Oh God! Don't call her products defective. She'll kill you. She has enough. She has enough dangerous
Yeah,
objects
it
in
does
here
have
to
enough items
cause
to probably do that, yes.
to cause a small nuclear explosion over the entire city.
She has a steam-powered pogo stick. All she has to do is wind it up and point it at your chest, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Now that is quite an
And
idea. I didn't think about using the pogo stick for that. It would probably, I mean, if you count for the force and the weight of the person that you are aiming it at, it would probably send them back easily 30 feet.
Not to mention it
Wouldn't it,
would
like, go
instill some
through their chest
damage.
cavity and leave a clean hole?
Oh god, I'm sure it would be painful. But it would be great against an enemy.
I'm sorry. You've just shown me one spoon, and already I am enraptured by whatever this process that you have is. Please show me more.
I have here, it is a multi-tool of amazement. You see here, you open it, I'm not going to. It contains various tools like a wrench, a screwdriver, a lighter, a pencil, a torch fuel, a taser, a flute, a mint dispenser, and sleeping gas. Terrible. It's not. I would say it's not terribly user friendly, or obvious, which one's which. But it could be so useful.
I'm sorry. It's not terribly obvious which one's which.
Well, you see, you have to. Gosh, should I do it? Oh, I'm going to do it. She grabs the multi-tool, and before anybody can say much of anything, let me just.
Oh God.
Yes, automated was. Oh my god.
This
You
Did
this
she
is
just
such
knock
a
herself
blast.
out?
In
you
that one.
see that she gives it a little slap on the button on the side, and a wrench pops out.
A wrench?
See, you never know when you're going to need a wrench.
So wait, is the tool you get out of it completely random?
No, it's just hard to tell which one is which. I find when I was experimenting with it, a bit of a slap seems to give me better luck. But hey, it is up to you how you go about. You could pull them out, but just in case you get the flute, just in case you get the taser, I kind of like to.
Why is there a taser in your multi-tool?
Because you never know when you're going to need a taser, right? I mean, think about it. You're being approached by an unscrupulous figure, and they're going to attack you.
And all you have on your person is the world's most interesting multi-tool.
Exactly! I mean, you could either get, the taser or the sleeping gas. Either way, your problem is solved. I'm afraid that in that
What would
situation,
stop you from breathing in the sleeping gas? Is there like a miniature mask, air mask dispenser within it as well?
I totally have a mask that you could wear at any moment. Just put it on. But of course, that would be a different charge, you know? Well, if that isn't your fancy, I do have here, a, uh, a, a underwater propeller. Yes? You look like you lot swim a lot. Um, it's a device that, when the swimmer, say, activates it underwater, the user holds onto it with their hands and it propels them forward 60 feet and, you know, per round for 10 rounds. For a whole minute, it would just go forward at a breathtaking, literally, a breathtaking pace. Um, no off switch, though. You can't get it to quite stop. Um, but it would get you far very quickly.
You are truly fascinating. Almost as much as your wares.
Thank you.
Are you hitting on her?
Only in the normal way.
Is there an unnormal way?
Yeah, when I
Eventually,
actually
no.
mean it.
Well, no matter. Um, well, if the underwater propeller isn't your style, I do have a opening reversal mechanism, and it's not entirely useful, but it is certainly innovative. Um, it's a device that, when physically operated, into any type of door, it will make it reverse its orientation of opening. If, previously you would need to pull the door to open it, you can now push it or vice versa. It achieves this by twisting the physical structure of the door on its axis, fast and, quite frankly, in a violent way, so the hinges on the opposite side of the door arch. When installed, of course, you might need to, quickly get out of the way so as not to get hit by the twisting door and take some damage. Much, it's
Honestly, that sounds incredibly useful for all those asinine stores that put push doors when there should be pulls.
you would think.
Had bad luck with that?
All of the time. That, and have you been to, have you been to the new Sea Dog yet? Well, they
I'm
are
sorry?
so not wheelchair accessible, just pain in the ass.
Oh,
It
that's
really.
so rude of them.
But luckily, Tinksha was built.
And
So,
they're a wonderful place.
quite.
So, is that, it for your fine things? I could honestly spend all day just listening to your amazing inventions.
I've got a returning key fob. You know, when you lose your key. It is a key ring and a fob, of course, that returns to the user at a tremendous speed. And to basically return their misplaced keys to them. I never could dial back the velocity of the returning enchantment.
Oh God.
But you could apply it to pretty much anything if you really wanted to. A knife, although that would be quite dangerous. It's exciting, wouldn't it? A stone, although attaching the ring to the stone, well, I'm sure you could figure it out.
Does has
Not,
it ever hurt anybody?
it's just minor damage, 1d6.
Honestly, there is just something so wonderful about inane magical items for everyday use that also happen to deal more damage than a dagger to the heart.
Well, I would venture to say that a dagger through the heart would be quite dangerous. More than this, you know. Wouldn't be able to
But is it
survive a
really?
dagger through the heart, but easily.
I
I've been hit by it many a time, and I'm fine.
I'm just gonna look at her. How tough does she seem to be?
She looks really tough. Like you don't. She looks real tough
Wheelchair
and a little
aside.
bruised.
It's conquer tough.
God damn it.
What?
Well, I've got here a pointed beam. It's a small and discreet metal cylinder. See, just here. It fits right into the palm of your hand. There's a button attached. You see here it says "Press me." Upon pressing the button, a spark of energy is ignited inside the tube, and it projects a beam of red light wherever it is pointed. If held, of course, it does get really, really warm. And there might be a small, but a small chance, um, that it can bust. If not used properly, of course.
And of course, you would only imagine of using it properly, right?
Well, of course.
Please continue the showroom. I'm having so much fun. We're getting that grappling hook, right?
As Moonzic's counting the gold out of his bag.
So, now you guys don't necessarily look like the farming type, but I would say my tilling boots are quite something special. Um Special place in my heart, working and making things for, the common folk. It's a set of shoes that when you move along, via blades, it's meant for tilling up farmland. Um, you do move along at fairly high speeds. They're sharp, fast-spinning blades that are attached to your feet that work wonderfully to till up the ground. I mean, what could go wrong? Well, if that's not your fancy, um, I have a pair of astro goggles. They're meant for magical stargazing. These goggles will amplify the light of the stars for you. They also let you see any other small amount of light and inform you if it's regular or magical. Though, if too much light falls into it, though, they do kind of burn your eyes out. But
That's
very beautiful scenes you get to see in the night sky.
honestly terrifying, but also quite fun.
I have the flaming waffle. It is a
It's a
large.
flaming farfa?
Exactly.
You heard that too, huh?
Flame
You hold
revolver?
it out in front of you. The torch holder in the front of the nozzle. There's a smallish oil barrel with a piston head at the top, with a heavy walk or something to create a bit of pressure. Well, I can't remember what I put in there. Um, but when you fire it, the nozzle opens at the front, which allows the oil to leave by being squeezed out by the heavy piston, slowly moving down the barrel. When the nozzle closes, it stops naturally. The oil sprays out in a thin nozzle, so it is not too much, and it can be set alight by the flaming torch the torch holder holds at the end. Still, it's enough so that it can travel a few meters out while on fire. Um,
She created a
so
motherfucking flamethrower.
you have to be careful, of course, if you do use the torch at the end and the holder. It can have some issues with the fire going back into the pressurized oil container, which ends about as well as you'd expect.
I am
with
not
explosions.
fire. I am the fire.
I mean, you look at you. You're kind of a hot man. You're fiery. You've got like this glow about you. Janasi, I presume.
Are you hitting on him?
Oh, I am simply saying the fact that if you didn't want to use the flame holder at the end, it is spraying oil all over your combatant. You know, easily lit. Could be useful.
I don't see a practical purpose for that.
I also like how she just dodged that
Setting
question.
fire. Setting fire to things. That is how it is useful. Imagine yourself in the middle of a harrowing combat, right? Enemies surrounding you on all sides. You
Do
pull
you
out
imagine
the
yourself in harrowing combat often?
oh heavens no.
Insight check.
Not anymore, at least.
Not anymore.
I've
Mine
danced.
never rolls insight, but like, yeah, this is one of those cases where she just wants to believe that she does think about being in combat so often that she's gonna roll it.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's a
She
6.
did say that she used to be.
Oh, so most of these are from that point in
Are
time,
you
yes?
sure that this entire room
Heavens
full of
no,
your wares?
I've done most of them after.
Are you sure that this entire room full of your wares isn't a result of your PTSD that you've sustained from your adventures, and that it's manifesting in you endlessly
What?
creating gadgets and doohickeys in order to satiate the trauma that you potentially caused yourself, and to,
Edward.
as some
What about this says
You-
trauma?
Edward.
She blinks at you and says, I have here a fire sword. Speaking of fire, with the press of a button, a
Is that
small
flame
flame
tongue?
increases its size to 4 feet long. In
That's
like
a flame
sword
tongue.
shape. It does 2d4 fire damage.
Oh, it's an earth flame tongue.
It's a big old flaming sword. It is great.
Edward, what
Just
if we
kind
talked about psychoanalyzing random people?
Also, like, rather poorly at
We
that.
haven't. We've literally never talked about that before.
We should talk about it. You're not very good at it.
I could read
kind of on
people's
a
minds.
fire move, but I do have a web of fire cube in a can.
I love all of this.
But basically, by pulling the ring at the top of this tall cylinder can, the user would shoot out a sticky web measuring like 10 feet in diameter. Is ranged. The web does require a dexterity save, or strength save, or all of those in the
That's a
area get grappled.
wand of web.
Well, after one turn, of course, after like 6 seconds or so, it bursts into flames that fill a 10-foot by 10-foot cube and lasts 4 rounds or so.
Is that a wand of web?
I'm just saying that the fire does do quite a bit of damage, and they cannot. They are grappled.
Better than a wand of web. Like, significantly better.
Of course, being that the whole web is on fire. Of course, the those who might be trapped inside of it would be blinded.
A lot of these have to do with blinding yourself or others.
I guess it tends to be a side effect. I do, if you're not so much into fire and flames, I do have speedy ice skates of quickness. I came up with the name myself. These ice skates triple your speed on ice and gives you control of direction on ice.
Holy shit.
Are they rocket powered? Are those rockets?
No, and not rockets, it's steam, of course.
Wait.
No, I'm just kidding. It is not steam. It is simply very slick. very, very slick.
If it's
Slow
not,
down,
then
my
does that mean
people.
that you've just basically attached a chainsaw onto blades for skates and called it a product?
Okay, so
No, I was kidding about them being steam powered. Look at them; they are literally above ice skates.
and if we really need a magical reason, yeah, they're just hot. Just hot ice skates would do that.
Your magic.
Slow down, though. I don't know why you would want to, but triple your speed on ice.
And you can't stop.
Well, I don't know why you would want to. Just keep going in circles forever. You have control of the direction. You could go anywhere.
As long as it's on the ice.
Of course.
Well, what do you guys think?
I do have flying fire boots.
I'm sorry?
Powerful explosions propel you up.
Okay, so like straight up, I want these boots.
God damn
I don't know why I want these boots. But
It's just, propelling. It is a little bit hard, I should say, to control the direction of the speed, but get yourself a pair of wings and you'll be fine. The fire damage, though. Haven't thought about that.
I'm sorry, do they deal fire damage to you?
Just a little, explosions on your feet.
How much fire damage do they do to you?
Just, 1d6 per round.
What?
They go quite fast, though.
You're just
How?
Asha wanting striding yourself.
Possibly.
Be good at them. I'm sure you could even hover. Maybe like a little kicking, a little dance in the air. Up and then down and then up and then down. Oh, it would be quite magnificent.
I'm honestly terrified that you think that would work.
Do you have any dwarfs in your party?
Why?
Well, I have a catapult that is perfectly designed for dwarves. I
We
know it
already
would
have a
work.
catapult. His name is Edward.
For any small person at all. Larger people doesn't little too heavy.
What? Are you suggesting we load somebody into a catapult as a means of transportation?
Perfect for sending them across the cavern or straight into the heat of battle. I don't have a parachute or impact cushioning or healing potions, obviously, they're not included. I would say it would make quite the impact.
I that I'll be honest. I was very quickly sold on quite a lot of your wares, but this one I it seems like a one-way trip for a dwarf.
No. Just attach a parachute.
I mean, I'll
Dwarves
be
are very
honest.
toxic.
I'll be honest. When your products like have an associated cost for its usage that demands the expenditures of one's life, and our warlock, out of all people, are baffled by that cost. I mean, you might have to reconsider some of the.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I think most of these are inspired. It's the catapult that I have some questions around.
Well, not all of my magical items would do harm to thee.
However,
I've
just
got
a tip
magical
for
boots
you.
of blind speed.
I'm sorry?
I've got magical boots of blinding speed.
I do have an idea for you, though.
Oh, yes,
Not
please.
something we are saying we're going to buy. Just for the next person that comes through. We don't have somebody small enough to catapult with with your catapult, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I can shrink somebody.
Not the point. Sell them the orb with the catapult.
That is quite something. Although, the orb might not... I mean, hitting the side of the inside of the orb might provide dangers, but I do like where you're going with that. Consider it. Orb. It's gonna be quite fun.
Well, glad to be of help. Have we? Are we getting the grappling hook?
I've got the 300 right here. I think that's what we decided on.
Wonderful. Are you sure there's nothing else? I do have plenty of more things. It never ends. Bishop. As a side note, I can keep going, but if you want to end here, you can.
I absolutely. This is okay. Do you know that moment when Sam Reich realizes his happy place is in Make Some Noise? This is my happy place. I will happily stay here all day. Y'all need to stop me.
I say, if we're
I
buying
say,
the
Don, are you here? Are you gonna stop him?
if we're buying the grappling hook, I'm going to declare that our business is concluded.
Don, hello? Don?
I think that's also a good sign.
That our business is concluded.
Yeah.
But the book with
Well.
the things in it.
300 gold for the grappling hook. You guys can come anytime. Well, here you go.
Thank you so much. Oh, and
you might want... Be careful. You see, she kind of she grabs it, and the grappling hook begins to kind of like bite and go at her. She kind of has to toss it on the floor a little bit, and it's like kind of snap. You might want to put it in something.
I've got it right here. I'm going to put it in the happy
That's what she said.
sack.
Very careful. Make me a dex save.
Oh, fuck.
Every time you touch it. Can I important die that dex save?
Absolutely.
It's a 13 plus your dex.
Plus a deck save bonus, that would make it a 19.
Alright, 19.
No problem.
Might have to pull that out with mage hands.
That's just quite an idea.
Yes, exactly that.
Well, if there's nothing else I can do for you, have a wonderful day and come back soon.
Oh, I definitely will. Well, if I'm back in town. Real quick, before we... Oh, wow, it is late. We booked the day that fast? I thought we were in that shop for like 30 minutes.
No, we were good in there for a good 3 hours.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yep.
But
We really need to head back to our room, and Edward, we need to figure out what this book is before we sign off.
I know. That's the entire point. Anyways, is there like a somewhere without a lot of light anywhere that we can safely use?
I'm renting the same room again. Just winks at the same receptionist. That same room again, if you please.
Oh, um, of course. Yes, of course. Here you go. The silver.
Um, would you like to join us this time?
Persuasion check.
Oh God, Oh
Shit.
God. My instinct to flirt has gotten the better of me.
No, thank you. I appreciate it though. I'm at work.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course. How impolite of me.
not impolite at all. I'm flattered. Um, have a good night, day. Still early, ish.
Well, I'm going to close the blinds, shut off, blow out all the candles, and yeah, use some of those magical mushrooms.
Absolutely. You use the magical mushrooms, and upon reading the books, you realize that your suspicions before were accurate. This is a wizard's journal, and their spellbook. This is a arcane grimoire, preloaded with a variety of spells.
Grimoire?
Uh, it's an arcane grimoire. It is a +1. Um, but it does have a variety of spells that are already in it.
Oh my, arcane grimoire?
So
Yes.
what is the weird smut book about? Did we figure it out?
So you know how you have like the pack, the rod keeper that does all these fancy stuff for you, right?
Yeah, it helps me out with casting all my spells.
Yeah, this is
No.
the wizard's equivalent of that, in a complete illusory script code behind it.
Now, I will have you know, as with certain enchantments like this do, and you're well aware of it, that once you are able to see the text and read it, you no longer have to use um,
True sight.
the true sight. You can just read it and use it once you attune to it.
So
I'm going to attune to it over the course of a short rest.
so you are a what's the book's name again?
The journal is the obliteration of desire, and the spell book is flustered by love.
Ah, the famous arcane grimoire, flustered by love. It's honestly fitting for you. Like, to a surprising degree, you get flustered by a lot.
Yeah, I love.
have you ever felt love, Edward?
By my parents.
Fair enough.
How about you? Seeing as we're all sitting in the dark room sharing secrets.
Speaking of which, what Which spells?
Don't give him an out, Rocky.
I will tell you the spells later tonight.
All right. What does the journal say?
The journal talks about the holder of the spell, and we will pick that up next week
Dun dun
because
dun.
it's got a thing to it.
All right. With that, that's going to be the end of the session. Thank you all so much for watching. For those of you on YouTube, drop a like, drop a comment of any kind, and maybe drop a subscription if you want to see more Dungeons and Dragons. I also have the full playlist of Metroid Prime Remastered up now, and I'm also starting on a new series from on a game from the GameCube era called Custom Robo. I'll be doing that at some point, maybe again later this week. Otherwise, if you look in the description below or on my YouTube bio, you'll see the link that goes to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/FrigidHyperion. I'd love to see you follow me over there and maybe tell your friends. But with that, we're going to head out for the night. Thank you all again so much for watching.